Hey, scrappy people, it's Traci Reed here today, coming at you with a really neat page in my Life Crafted album using the My Story Matters collection available in my shop. It is such like a universal, perfect collection. I just keep reaching for it every time I want to tell a story about me. So what I'm telling today, the story that I'm telling, is a set of photos that were taken pretty much basically at the same time at the same event. The selfie right there was taken by me, and then the one that's covered up right now was taken by Patrick. And what I was struck by is how these two photos capture two very different sides of me, and what I felt like it captured was how I see myself versus how Patrick sees me. And Patrick loves the photo that he took. It's actually his phone background because he loves it so much, and it's really interesting because it's just so very different than the one I took of myself. It's a real smile, I'm laughing, I'm looking at him in what I feel like looks like love, and it's just such a cool dichotomy of photos that I felt like they needed to be scrapbooked together and to tell a story. So what I want to do is I want to create sort of, not mirror images, they're not going to be perfectly symmetrical, but they're going to be sort of opposite mirror images on this page. And you can see that I folded up a 4x6 journaling card from the collection, two of them, in half, and I have my titles with the digital alphabet printed on the inside with my journaling already. So I printed them that way in advance so that I knew that I could tell my whole story. Obviously the stories are both a little bit long, so I like to print my journaling when my story is a little bit long, just so that I don't run out of room. So I folded them in half so they open up like books, and that keeps my journaling not hidden, but makes my layout more interactive, which you know that I really enjoy interactive layouts. I do it a lot in a lot of different ways, and so that is kind of what I was going for here. I just realized that my paper strip was upside down and my chevron did not match, so I'm just switching that around. Now I will admit that I struggled just a little bit with this page, not really with the composition, but so much as making sure that everything looked like it was done, because I hid my journaling and my titles on the inside of my photos. It sort of left a lot of room on the spread that was blank, and so I sort of struggled a little bit making sure that the page looked done without having to open up the journaling portions. And so because I'm mirroring my layout, I'm going to have two sort of subtitles on the page. One says snapshots of me today with this camera, and then the other one says this deserves to be told with another camera. And then I decided to back both of those clusters with these two thought bubbles, just to give them a little bit more oomph, a little bit more visual weight, and to separate them from the background paper. So obviously I used a dark blue background paper on the right hand side and a pink background paper on the left hand side. That was sort of to visually delineate between my photo and Patrick's photo, my story and Patrick's story. And so I have a pink thought bubble over on the right hand side, and I didn't have a blue one, so I just decided to go with yellow. It matches the yellow card that I backed my photo with anyway, so it works. So I didn't want them necessarily to be thought bubbles, so I covered up the little hanging tail on both of those. Okay, so I've got these hearts as tabs as well to open up the pages, and I'm sort of just starting to put down flowers and anything that I can to sort of spread out the cluster a little bit. And I'm actually going to rearrange slightly here towards the end as well, because things were too spaced out. I decided to use this I love this photo of me, and then this one says capturing the moment, because I really feel like that one captures more of a candid photo, obviously, versus a selfie. And that is actually what I'm talking about in my journaling as well. I talk about how selfies sort of capture an idealized version of yourself, and then the photo that Patrick took captured a candid, real, what I really look like to him, what I really look like in real life as I move throughout my life. I'm going to decorate the insides here just for fun. I had some extra flowers, so I decided to do that. I'm going to move all my stuff closer together now. I'm going to overlap this center chevron because I felt like it was sort of standing alone on both pages and it didn't really feel incorporated into the layout. So I'm going to do it on both sides, making sure that they are equidistant from the center. I also wanted to make sure that they were sort of vertically symmetrical as well. There we go. Luckily the glue hadn't dried yet on these liquid glue adhered flowers. Okay, so now it's starting to come together. It still looks bare to me. You know me, I love to decorate, so this was not quite enough going on. So I'm going to extend the visual vertically a little bit more with these labels. And I'm actually just going to, instead of writing any sort of journaling on these labels, I'm actually just going to put these little word strips here and extend them a little bit lower. I'm going to put this word or this journaling bit a little bit higher or a little bit more underneath the photo. It's got too much white space going on, I think. And then after I'm done fiddling with those, I'm going to put some hearts down. And that way the whole composition reaches sort of top to bottom and takes up the whole page. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, except on the bottom. And that's making me a little bit happier. I like it a lot better now. Of course, the whole point of the layout is the journaling and the photos, but I still like to make sure that the composition of the layout is solid as well. But yeah, that is it for this video. I'm just going to move these up a little bit more so there's a little less white space. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. There's a link to the My Story Matters collection in the description box below. All right, thank you.